So in the previous video we looked at linear patterns, just how to use the formula, how to calculate the difference and how to get the value of x. However, in this one I just really want to look at something different, which is when they give you your pattern as a fraction. So when they give you something like a fraction, so they gave us minus 3 over 5, minus 6 over 9, and then they gave us minus 9 over 13. So I need to go and ask myself, alright, what is constantly happening? Alright, so what is happening from 5 to 9? And when you do the same for the top. So basically you have two different patterns. You have minus 3, minus 6, minus 9. And you have your bottom half, which is 5, 9, and 13. So you're going to work with your top part and with your bottom part. Alright, so the first question says, write down the next two terms of a sequence. So I'm asking myself, what is happening between minus 3 to minus 6? Obviously, I'm subtracting 3. And then from minus 6 to minus 9, I'm subtracting 3. So what will be my next term? My next term will then be minus 12. And then it will be minus 15. But remember, this was my top part, so I still need to give it as a fraction, so it's going to be minus 12 over something and minus 15 over something. Now we go to our red part, which was our denominators. So now I'm asking myself, what did I have to do from 5 to 9? I had to add 4. So now from 9 to 13, I have to add 4. So what am I going to do next? I'm once again having to add 4. So the next term will be 17. And then I add 4 again. So my next term will be 21. So then this will be minus 12 over 17 and minus 15 over 21. So you split it into two different patterns. Your numerator pattern and your denominator pattern. Now at question 3.1.2, they say write down Tn, the general term of a number pattern. Now same thing, I have two parts. I have my first part, which was minus 3, minus 6, minus 9, etc. So for my first part, I need to go and get the general term. So it's going to be Tn equals to a plus d bracket n minus 1. So a, my first term is negative 3. My constant difference is also negative 3, and then I put my brackets. When you multiply this out, so it gives me negative 3 minus 3n plus 3. And now I ask myself, if this is minus 3 plus 3, what does it give me? It gives me minus 3n. So it means to get my top row, my numerators row, the blue one, my formula is going to be minus 3n. Now, I also had a bottom part, my denominator part, which was 5, 9, 13, etc. So for my bottom part, I also need to go and get my formula. So I'm going to say Tn equals to a plus d bracket n minus 1. So my first term is 5. My constant difference is 4. Put my brackets, when I go and multiply them out, so it's going to give me 5 plus 4n minus 4, and then I have 5 minus 4, which gives me 4n plus 1. Alright, so that was for my bottom part, so now I just have to put them together. Alright, so the minus 3, minus 6, minus 9 was on top, so it's going to be minus 3n over, what was my bottom rule? My bottom rule was 4n plus 1. Alright, so a fraction shouldn't confuse you. It's basically two rules. You work with them separately and then you just put them back on a fraction every time. Alright, then the last question asks you, calculate the value of a 50th term. So is the 50 my answer or is it the number? Because they say 50th, I know it's my number. So where am I going to substitute it into my formula? I'll just quickly do this. Alright, so I'm going to say Tn equals to minus 3n over 4n plus 1. Now I need to get the 50th term. So wherever I have an n, I'm going to substitute 50. So it's going to become minus 3 bracket 50 over 4 bracket 50 plus 1. Type that into your calculator and then you get your final answer. Alright, so if I put that into my calculator, I get minus 50 over 67. Okay, so this is quite an important one. Yeah, so just know how to do it if you have fractions as well, because if I give you a fraction, just remember you work with your top part separately and you work with your bottom part separately, and then you get your answers and then you put them just on top of each other again.